A major decision from the Supreme Court.
They come out in their robes and they sit down and you look at them and not a clue from anyone. No one smiles, no one winks, no one grimaces.
It was a major civil rights battle of our generation.
I wasn't exactly sure what would happen.
There had been plans for when the case came down that we would either have a rally in celebration or there would be a protest.
Everything was riding on this case.
There were 13 states that still had sodomy laws on the books.
Most people in the United States at that point in 2003 would have been shocked to know that there was even a possibility that you could be arrested in your home for making the wrong choice about what form of sexual intimacy to engage in or with whom.
That was my home, it was my castle. No matter what was going on in there, that was my business. And the next thing I know, these two officers were in the house. Their version of the story was that they had found us engaging in sex. They did not search anything to find a gun. They just yelled, threw me back on the couch. It's just all of a sudden, we're taking you downtown. We were not even treated like civilized citizens. I wasn't allowed to put clothes on. I was handcuffed and dragged down the stairs.
The arrest was so bizarre in its facts. It was just a story no one would really ignore.
The next afternoon, we were taken to a hearing where we were charged with 2106.
Texas had and still has a law on its books under its criminal statutes, which we call the Penal Code, under 21.06, called homosexual conduct.
It used to be a law that prohibited anal or oral sex between heterosexuals or homosexuals. It was rewritten in the 1970s to make a law that just applied to gay and lesbian people.
I was pissed. They picked the wrong person to pull this on. And I says, I am going to court.
Lambda Legal very carefully explained to Lawrence and Garner before they represented them that they had a larger goal for this, and the larger goal was to not only eliminate the Texas sodomy law, but eradicate all of the 13 sodomy laws that were now enforceable and on the books in the states in 2003.
Our clients pled no contest from the beginning, basically, which means that we're not challenging the facts, we're just challenging the law.
The highest court in Texas said, we think these laws are just fine, and we think this conviction is just fine. It was perfectly okay to convict two adult men for having sex with each other.
Mr. Chief Justice, and may it please the court, petitioners are two adults who were arrested in a private home and criminally convicted simply because they engaged in one of the forms of sexual intimacy that is on the banned list in the state of Texas for same-sex couples. Now, that there are gay families, and that for those people, the opportunity to engage in sexual expression as they will in the privacy of their own homes performs much the same function that it does in the marital context, that you can't protect one without the other, that it doesn't make sense to draw a line there, and that you should protect it for everyone.
The case is submitted.
The Honorable Court is now adjourned.
Kennedy starts his first sentence, and I think, oh, this could be good.
This case should be resolved by determining whether the petitioners were free as adults to engage in this private conduct.
He gets to his second or third sentence, and I go, no, this is good.
The petitioners are entitled to respect for their private lives.
And then he says a few more things, and I think, this is really good.
The state cannot demean their existence or control their destiny by making their private sexual conduct a crime.
Oh my God.
The U.S. Supreme Court today struck down a Texas law prohibiting gay men from engaging in sexual relations in their own home.
So I am laying in bed trying to go back and get my 40 winks, and all of a sudden it says, has ruled the law unconstitutional. I came out of bed quite happy.
It was on every news station, it was on the radio, it was everywhere.
John Lawrence and Tyrone Garner became reluctant legal pioneers.
You can walk anywhere without hearing about the victory that took place in the Supreme Court.
The ruling's impact, well, it goes way beyond Texas.
When Lawrence versus Texas was decided, there were 13 states that still had it a crime to have consensual sex between two consenting adults. Those laws are gone.
Gay people were openly brought into the protections of the United States Constitution.